Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all good today. Now in my video, I'm going to be speaking about some latest Arsenal news. Quite a few bits that I'm going to be speaking about a few players, about their future Arsenal and all sorts. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that today and I'm happy to answer any questions as well. And yeah, obviously big up to chat as well. Big up to those that will be watching my show today. Obviously, I'm looking forward to chatting with all of you today. And yeah, I can't wait to get started. I mean, there's going to be quite a few players I'm going to be speaking about today. So obviously big up to those that'll be watching my show. And yeah, I can't wait to chat with you guys. Obviously, guys, if you're new here, please don't forget to, subscribe, do like this video as well. But yeah, obviously in the thumbnail, there's pictures of Vieira, and the players that I put in the thumbnail will really be speaking about them because there is quite a few bits to speak about regarding their future. Now I'm going to start off with let's talk about Vieira now. With Fabio Vieira, I did a video I think it was last week talking about his future, about would he is he going to Stuttgart? Is he, what is his future going to be like? So I do have an update about his situation, which is obviously good. So Stuttgart are continuing discussions over a permanent transfer for Fabio Vieira, with Arsenal seeking a package worth of 17.35 million, which is 20 million euros. Now, what do you guys make of that money? Because I'll be honest with you, that's what I expected. I think it was crazy to think we were ever going to get more than 20 million euros for him. I think, unfortunately, that's just how much he is going to be worth. That's how much he is worth. It's about a 20, he's around 20 million euros type of player. So, obviously, for me, I would take that, I'd get that done if we can. I think we've just got to get these done, these players out the window. We need to obviously have a few more outgoings as well for me. So yeah, this wasn't really a surprise at all for me. And yeah, obviously I'm hoping we're going to hear some more news about Fabio Vieira, but seems though he will be leaving this summer as well. Obviously with the window, it will be, it ends pretty soon, so we do have to get things done ASAP. So with Fabio Vieira, that's obviously pretty much it. Him maybe leaving with 20 million euros. Obviously, rent of Arsenal, happy with that. I'd be happy with that. I think that's what you're going to get for him. Unfortunately, you're not going to get a lot of money for him, but I'd take that personally. Obviously, Kiwior's future, I've been a bit confused in this window because, I mean, for me, I do want Eze, want a big player, a big attacking player. No, Eze would be a lot of money. So I was under the impression we were going to sell some of our maybe better players to get a bit of money. But it does seem as though he will be staying. Obviously, he has, Arsenal to reveal that he has had some offers from other clubs. Here it says Porto recently made a 23 million offer, initial loan with an obligation to buy for Kiwior, but it was not entertained by Arsenal. Kiwior also admired by Juventus and other Italian sides. I don't know. I mean, I think that's crazy to offer that much for him. Like, it's just so little for me. I just think that's crazy. So for me, I think Kiwior is probably more of a, I don't know. I see Kiwior. I think it's worth like 30. I mean, 35 million euros is hard, but I think 30. I think it's worth a lot more than 23. I think if Arsenal, if they would have put in a higher bid, I do think that we would have taken it. I think 23 million is not a lot really for me. I mean, for a player like him, he's very good. So I do think that was probably a bit of a letdown. I think that's not a great move from them. But yeah, obviously, like I said, there has been offers there. We could have moved Kiwior on, but unfortunately, whether or not we want him to stay, obviously, I think I'd be happy to have him here. Awesome. I mean, I think he's a great player. So obviously, we are keeping him here. I do think he'll be here as a backup. Maybe we'll move him on maybe next season or in January. We'll have to see. But his depth, he's good. He gives you good depth. So I think Kiwior is going to be a great player next season when we need him to step in and do a good job for us. So yeah, I'm okay about him staying, obviously, but I think we needed to get money. Could probably get a bit of money for him, but yeah, obviously, Arsenal haven't entertained any of these offers. Like, I know there's been clubs interested, but for me, with Porto to offer 23 million, I think that's quite insulting because I think Kiwior is definitely worth a lot more than that. He's a very good player. He really showed last season that he can step up when Gabriel wasn't here, and I think it's a bit insulting. Not gonna lie, I think he's worth a lot more than that. Big up to the chat. Congratulations, Kevin, as well on winning the Community Shield. A good win for you guys. Big up to Victor. so if Kiwior needs to stay for squad depth, yeah, I would definitely keep him. I think he's going to be a very important, you know, squad player. To be fair, and yeah, I'd be surprised if we let him go, especially for a price like that. Um, and yeah, I'm interested to see if who else is going to leave, you know, this window. But obviously, at the moment, we haven't really seen any outgoings. So obviously, with Kiwior, that is the latest on him. I'm pretty sure he will be staying this summer. And yeah, that is too low for me. So I was surprised with actually how low they offered really for him, because I think he is a great player. Now let's have a little chat about Trossard. So Trossard has been someone where, you know, with him and Martinelli, there's been sort of conversations about which one of them what might be going this summer. Now, according to Ryan Taylor Sport, who is quite a reliable source on Twitter, it says respectable bids for Trossard would also likely be considered, even though it's not guaranteed he will depart, even though contract discussions have stalled. So I'm under the impression that we'll probably see Trossard here. We've got, you know, we've got a good chance we're going to see Trossard here. Um, you know, in the season coming up next weekend. Obviously, the season starts this weekend. I know the window officially shuts on the 30th. So, yeah, I think for me, I don't know. I think it's a tough one, isn't it, to see what we're going to do with that. But I like Trossard to go. You guys know I'm a fan of Trossard, but I think if he was to go, then I just hope we can get a good amount of money for him. And yeah, the left hand side is going to be interesting, because yesterday we saw Madueke, who I thought put in a really good performance. I thought he did really well. So I do wonder if he is going to be the starter on the left. Is Martinelli going to be like a backup? I do wonder how that's going to work. But I've said to you guys, like, if Trossard went and he wanted more game time, then that's fair enough, really, isn't it? I think you can't blame him for wanting to play a bit more. But I'm interested to see if his future is going to be Arsenal. But at the moment, Arsenal do seem to be looking in for offers for him and open to offers about his future. So yeah, that's interesting with Trossard, to be honest. I mean, I think you have to keep your options open. Even with Martinelli, we should keep our options open for him, because I think I think if a fairly good offer came in for him, I think we should definitely consider it and think about it. I do think we get more money for Martinelli though than we would for Trossard, but yeah, I think Trossard, obviously at the moment it's all a bit up in the air. I don't think he'll sign a new deal, but I wouldn't be surprised if he stayed at Arsenal. You know, in this upcoming season. So yeah, guys, we're going to see what happened with that. Big up to the chat, obviously, guys. Big up to all of you that are here. If you guys do have any questions for me today, please, you know, send them through. I'm happy to answer any of them. And yeah, obviously, big up to everyone. Obviously, if you're new around here, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. And of course, guys, do make sure you're liking this video. I'll probably be on here till about 7 o'clock today, so I'll be on here for a little while to chat with you guys as well. And big up to Gunnar Forever says, big up, good show. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed my show so far. Yeah, but yeah, true. Um, big up to Luke as well. So yeah, big up to all you guys that are here. I really appreciate it. Obviously the Premier League is back next weekend, which feels crazy, but yeah, I think we're all feeling better spirits after that game yesterday. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Now, yes, as I said with Trossard, it's just Arsenal keeping options open at this stage, and it doesn't seem like he will sign a new deal. So that's pretty much the latest Trossard. So we will have to keep our eyes peeled with that one. Now, Reece Nelson, this is quite interesting, because obviously we've all heard him about Fulham, about him maybe going to Fulham. It says here that Fulham remain in discussions with Reece Nelson. They would like initially a loan, but Arsenal would like a permanent deal. But you know, Reece Nelson also has interest from other clubs in the Premier League, so it's a tough one, isn't it? Obviously, we know we need money, but they just want a loan. So I don't know if we should just do a loan, see how it goes, and if it works out, they can buy him. I don't know what we're going to do, really. I do think he needs to move on, though. I think we need to shift some of these players out of the club and move players on, or and ultimately to have a good season if we want to buy more players and to raise a bit of money. So obviously that's what I would do, but I don't know where he would go, to be honest. I don't generally no idea where we would see Reece Nelson if he didn't go to Fulham, which I do wonder which other Premier League sides are interested in him. Maybe Crystal Palace. Obviously, I'm not too sure which other clubs are interested in him, but I do wish him well wherever he goes. But yeah, I think for a loan, I'm not surprised for Fulham. He obviously went to Fulham last season. He had a bit of an injury, so that was probably quite difficult for him. But yeah, I hope he can bounce back and if he goes to Fulham, I really am rooting for him. So yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it, with Reece Nelson? But yeah, there hasn't been any sort of latest information other than what I've just read to you guys now about that. Um, so we're going to have to see what will happen as well in the upcoming weeks as well about Reece Nelson, his future. But yeah, I think he's definitely a player that we should move on. I mean, I respect, what he's done for Arsenal and helped us, in some big moments. But I do think that for him as well, I'm sure for himself, he wants to get some regular football again. I'm sure he wants to be playing, again. So obviously that's what I would do. I'd get some money for him. I don't know how much money I'd get for him, but I wouldn't say no to a loan, an option to buy, not a bad thing. But yeah, Reece Nelson, I think he's definitely going to be moving on soon, to be honest. So yeah, let's just see what happens with that. Obviously, big up to chat as well. If you guys have any questions you want me to answer, obviously, I'm more happy to answer any questions as well. Now, with Lokonga as well, there hasn't actually been too much information. I have been reading, obviously, about Ryan Taylor Sports, and he said there hasn't been any formal offers for Lokonga yet from any clubs. So I don't think I think he'll be an Arsenal player next season. To be honest, I still think he'll technically be an Arsenal player. So I think he's a player that we're really struggling to sell, to be honest. So that is quite interesting to obviously read that as well. Um, Obviously, with the outgoings, we need to make sure we see more outgoings happen this summer. And I do worry that we're not really seeing many outgoings happen at the moment. So that's obviously got to be something that we need to make sure we get done. Obviously, Berta's side of it, we need to make sure that, yeah, we need to get that done for me. But yeah, it's been an interesting one, isn't it? This window so far, we've not really seen any outgoings. But yeah, let's see what happens with that. Obviously, big up to chat as well. Hope you guys are good. So if you've got any questions, do send them in. I'm more happy to answer them. I just want to read out as well. There has been a source that has said um, Napoli do see interest in Zinchenko. I think, to be honest, Zinchenko is another one that we need to get out the door. We need to move him on. I think for me, it's just. I mean, Zinchenko, I think, is better in midfield than he is left wing, but I think we need to move on some of these players now. I really do. We need to just be ruthless this summer now and, yeah, get some bodies out the door, really. So hopefully that's what we'll do, but I don't know if we're going to move any players on any point, really. So, yeah, let's obviously see what happens with that. But, yeah, Zinchenko, I think he should go. As I said to you guys, I think we'll get about 20 million for him, and if we can, then we should get it done and just, yeah, get these players out the door, get money. We need to make as much money as we can, really. I mean, obviously, I do think we should still bring one or two players in, in the rest of the window that we've got. So I do think that should be the thing we should do now. But obviously, we have to see what will happen if we are going to get it done, or are we going to just wait and see how we get on? Because I think we had a better game yesterday than we've recently had. Big up to Natalie. Good evening, obviously, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you guys are in the world. Always good to see you in the chat. And like I said, if you've got any questions, do you drop them in? Hope Tross and Kiwior stay. Yeah, I think Kiwior will definitely stay. Obviously, Trossard's future at the moment is a bit unpredictable. Like, I generally have no idea what he's doing. I don't know if he's going to be staying, I don't know if he's going to be leaving, but I think we just have to just try and do the best we can if he does leave. Trust, obviously both of them, but yeah, I do think we're going to see. I think Trossard. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Trossard stay, but yeah, I'm interested to see what we're going to do. But we definitely need to move some players on. We need to be a bit more ruthless. So hopefully, that is obviously what will happen for us. But yeah, interested to see what the rest of the window holds for us. I'm really excited to see what we're going to do. Big up to Victor. Without outgoing sales, best we can hope for is one more signing. Exactly. I don't think we're going to see many more signings, to be honest with you. I think we can only hope and pray we will see a few more players come through the door. But obviously, if we're being honest, we'll probably just see maybe a left winger and Eze come. I mean, if it was just Eze, I'm not going to complain. I think Eze would be a fabulous addition to the team. But yeah, we're going to have to see if we are going to have any more outgoings. Incomings that I'm interested to see what we're going to do with what we've got left of the window. Are we going to see anything else happen? Are we going to see any more players come through? Obviously, I'm interested to see. Yeah, I'm interested to see what we're going to do. I think it'd be interesting to see how we get on. But yeah, I think for me, we need to make a few more signings and add a few players in for me personally. But yeah, we'll have to see as well, guys, what we'll actually do in the end. But yeah, I think there's the future of some of these players are quite uncertain. But yeah, obviously with Trossard, I don't know exactly when his contract does end. I think it might be 27. But I think you don't want to run Trossard's contract out either. You want to make sure that he can stay and he doesn't go on a free as well. So yeah, it depends if Trossard wants to stay this season or he wants to go. We have to see what he wants to do. But obviously at the moment, nothing really has developed too much. It could mean that he might be staying for the season. Um, and like I said, I'm happy with Trossard if he wants to stay for the season. I would be happy because he's a great player. So yeah, obviously we'll have to see what happens with that. But yeah, we haven't really made many sales, have we not? Done too much with that, which has been a bit frustrating because you do want to see us make some players move on. You do want to see some upcoming signings as well. So yeah, hopefully guys we'll do that. Guys, just give me 1 second. I just need to fix my ring light before I carry on. But obviously guys, just give me 2 secs and send any questions you guys have for me and I'll be back in a minute. Thank you guys for waiting there. I just had to fix my ring light. But yeah, obviously guys, if you've got any questions, do drop them in, do send them in. I'm happy to go through them. And yeah, obviously that's pretty much the bit of information that I've read today about it. Obviously with Eze, it's really difficult for Eze because I've heard so many different things. I'm like, what is true? I don't want to tell you guys stuff that isn't very reliable. So I'm trying to wait and see if we will hear any more news that's actually reliable. So yeah, I don't know what is actually true, what isn't true. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait with that one to see what is reliable with Eze because you're gonna hear journalists say stuff that isn't necessarily true. Um, so yeah, it's really interesting to see, and I didn't even know what to believe really in this window. So yeah, it's quite interesting really with that, but. All I can ask for is just another signing, please, Arsenal, for this window because I think we need one desperately. I think we could do with one going into the season. Obviously, United away. Obviously, let me guys know how you're feeling about that game coming up at the start of the season. The season's come, very quick. I'm obviously really excited. So yeah, hopefully we do well start the season. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited going into the season. I really am. I'm hoping that we do really well here, in the season. Big up to Natalie. Who do you think starts the game, Manchester, Gyökeres or Havertz? I mean, that is a good question because we know Havertz did score a really good goal in the game yesterday, and I'll tell him everything to himself. You know what? There's a bit of competition there. We've got two great attacking players. Who are we going to pick? Obviously, for me, it's no brainer. I would definitely pick Gyökeres. Obviously, what I think might be different to what Arteta does. I hope Arteta does pick Gyökeres because Gyökeres for me would be the right player to start. I know Havertz did get a great goal, but we've brought in Gyökeres for a reason to score goals for us and help us win stuff. So obviously, I would like to see Gyökeres start, but I wouldn't be surprised if Havertz started though. That wouldn't be a surprise to me. So hopefully, we'll definitely see Gyökeres starting in that game, but obviously, we'll have to wait and see what Arteta does. But yeah, obviously, if Gyökeres started, if it was Gyökeres and Madueke Saka, that would be a good front three. I think I would play Madueke on the left. I think Madueke looks a lot better than the other players that we've had on the pitch, so I would definitely play him. And be able to also underscore support. Thank you so much for support. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much. I know you're watching my show, so thank you. And of course, guys, I know there's about 7 of you in here, so please make sure you're liking and subscribing while you're watching this. Of course, happy to answer any questions you guys have for me as well in my show today. Obviously, I'm hoping we're going to hear some more news in this upcoming week about Eze, and I'm sure we're going to hear some more news about Outgoings as well. But yeah, to those that just, I just might have watched this now, I did obviously give a bit of information with obviously Vieira. Stuttgart want 20 million euros for him, which is not a surprise. I think that's what it's going to be really in this market now. Kiwior, has had offers, especially Porto, who offered 23 million. Trossard's future sort of up in the air. Arsenal obviously want Reece Nelson to go on a permanent deal, not on a loan to Fulham. So I think there's going to be lots happening in this window. I'm always excited to see what we're going to do. But yeah, this window has definitely been exciting so far. But yeah, big up to chat. I'm obviously going to go through your questions now. I'd started that team that started yesterday, but dropped Martinelli for Madueke. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think I think that team did really well yesterday, and I know we saw it for about 45 minutes. I know we had a few changes in the second half, but I'd definitely still have that same sort of lineup and still go for the same thing as well. Um, but yeah, I'm interested to see as well if Arteta's going to go with that lineup. Is Arteta going to stick with what worked really well yesterday? So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what we're going to stick with. But I would stick with it. If you know yourself something is working, why would you change it? So obviously for me, I would definitely stick to that. Absolutely. Um, Obviously Ryan Gold, Timber, Gabriel Saliba, maybe there was Skelly at left back, and then obviously I would, Declan Rice, Zubimendi, Odegaard, and then obviously the front three that Victor said, Madueke, Saka, and Gokwe. I think that would be a very energised and much exciting front three. So yeah, that's what I'd go for. I think that'd be quite a strong team to put out as well. So yeah, obviously, but what Arteta might put out might be something different. So we're gonna have to see how we get on. Um, Sell Trossard, Vieira, Zinchenko, Nelson. Yeah, I would have also Trossard I'd like to keep, but other than that, yeah, Vieira could probably go for 20 million. Lokonga, I think it's going to be harder to sell. I think he has had a few interests. I have, looked recently, but I don't know if anyone's put any offers in for him. With Nelson, obviously, Fulham are interested in him, but other Premier clubs are interested in Reece Nelson as well. So Reece Nelson might go somewhere else, but he definitely worked at Fulham. I think that was a good move for him. But yeah, I'm interested to see, obviously, the outgoings, but we might see in these upcoming weeks as well. But yeah, I think we just need to try and get as much money as we can generate to buy some more players if we are hoping to buy more players. So yeah, I'm excited to see what else we're going to do in this window. I think it's going to be an exciting window. I think we're all excited so far. So yeah, excited to see what else we plan on doing. But yeah, it's going to be hard to get a lot of money for these players really, because a lot of the players we have injuries, have big wages, which is going to be really hard for them to move on. So yeah, it's going to be tough, but all we can do is hope and pray that yeah, we do our best with the window so far. But yeah, obviously big up to you guys. Happy to keep answering your questions. Obviously that is latest really today on Arsenal. I'm obviously happy to do like a Q&A bit now and answer any questions, maybe 20 more minutes. But yeah, big up to the chat as well. Obviously, I will be doing a preview for the United game with a United fan in a week as well. So, yeah, excited for the Premier League to come back on as well. That'll be very exciting to have that back on. And yeah, back to normal football again, back to the Premier League, which would be, yeah, really exciting. So yeah, obviously, really excited to watch that again. And yeah, really excited to watch Arsenal again. I do hope that we just stick with that lineup we did yesterday with a few changes perhaps. But yeah, I think we're going to be okay. I think we'll be United at the start of the season, but we're going to have a few tough games to come up with. So yeah, interested to see how we're going to get on. But yeah, obviously big up to the chat as well. And there's a lot of you in here, so thank you as well, guys, for you watching my show. I'll be on here for about 20 more minutes as well. Obviously big up to you guys that are here today that have watched my shows these last few weeks as well. And yeah, I hope you enjoy my stuff as well. Of course, do like and subscribe and comment in live chat as well. Send me any questions that you want me to answer. So yeah, I will obviously go over a little bit. Obviously, with Lokonga, his future is a little bit, I don't know where he's going to go, to be honest. Obviously, what Fred said, there hasn't been any formal offers from about him, so generally no idea what we're going to do with Lokonga. It's really weird because, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, you know, because it's hard to shift some players off at Arsenal. I wouldn't be surprised if Lokonga is still part of the squad at United, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'll be interested to see how our squad's going to be for that game coming up. But yeah, I'm actually really excited for the season, guys. Obviously, I do still think for us to win the league, we need another sort of addition. We could do with an Eze. I mean, I think that game yesterday was a much better game. We did a lot better. I think we could do with a few more changes. Um, but yeah, obviously we'll have to see how it will go for us. Obviously, I hope we're going to see more outgoings by then. Obviously, I spoke Kiwior. I think Kiwior will stay. I think Vieira will go. Trossard, I don't know about Trossard. I'm so unsure. Nelson, I think, should go, and Lokonga should go too. I think the Conga, I think the problem that we have, these players that maybe, aren't necessarily players that fit for Arsenal, they're still good players. They're still players that could go and play in Europe, that could go and obviously do really well somewhere else. I mean, for example, Reece Nelson at Fulham. I know Reece Nelson had an injury last season, but I have no doubt that would be a good move for him this season. If he could stay fit, I think that would definitely work out. So with the players that we have, it's about them really getting back to their best. And it hasn't worked out at Arsenal for some of these players, but they're still great players. It's just very hard at the high level. So yeah, it's going to be hard for sure. But I do really hope these players, we can just move these players on for sure. But yeah, we're going to have a busy summer. I think we've obviously got till the 30th to do more things. Um, but yeah, obviously, guys, big up to yourself as well. Happy to answer any questions. Um, but yeah, obviously, when there is more news, but as I ever said before, um, it's really hard because with like the news, you can't. There's certain things I don't believe. It's hard to know what to believe with certain stuff. So, I don't want to obviously just give you random information and not be true. So, obviously, I do like to see what will happen. But for me, yeah, I just think that I'll read you articles that I think are quite reliable, but when when something's not reliable, I'm not going to read you information. But there has been information about Eze that I've heard that we've put in an offer, but I don't really know what's true. And wait, I think if Fabrizio Romano, posted something, or if David Ornstein posted it, I would definitely believe it. But you just think it's hard to believe with some of these, reliable sources these days. It's like what is true, what isn't true. So that's why I didn't want to come on here and just give you random stuff, like random bits of information. Whenever I come on here with information, it's pretty much true. So obviously with Eze, I'm hoping we're going to hear more of an update with him because there hasn't really been much to talk about with Eze. Maybe Eze's played his last game today for Crystal Palace, or maybe it'll be the next season. Generally, don't really know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Obviously, Crystal Palace have won a nice trophy today. Maybe it'll end, be with them, and that era of them now. But obviously, yeah, we'll have to see. I'm happy for Eze, but I would love Eze. You guys know I would love Eze Arsenal. But yeah, I think for me, we're gonna have to see what happens with Eze. Obviously, we don't have long left. We've got till the 30th, really. I mean, I don't mind if we go into season and we bring in Eze last minute, as long as we get him done. I'd be happy with that. I know things take time, like paperwork and other things. So I know stuff like this would happen overnight, but guys, know I do love Eze. I would love for us to bring him to the carpet. Big up to Natalie. Sign salary players after United game. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but just tell me. Happy to answer, but I'm not sure what you mean. Big up, gonna go. Good to see you here. How much could we get for these players? It's gonna be hard, isn't it? Because, yeah, it's gonna be incredibly hard to get a lot of money for these players. I mean, Fabio Vieira, 20 million is pretty much what's gonna happen. I pretty much think anyway. I think, I think 20 is fair. Obviously, Kiwior, I'm not going to put Kiwior in the conversation because I think Kiwior is going to be an Arsenal player. Trossard, I'd say 20 as well, so that's 40. Reece Nelson, if we sold Reece Nelson, I'd probably say 15 maybe. I think it's really difficult because, last season he had injuries and he never got enough time there really, but I think he's probably 15 million, I'd say. I think he's a good player. Obviously, the Congo, I have no idea how much he's worth. I don't think he'd be worth that much, to be honest with you, which is quite sad because I think he would be quite a good player, but I don't think his value will be quite high. I don't know if it's like 10 to 15 million. Zinchenko as well. Zinchenko's another one. I think we need to move on and try and get as much money as we can for him. It's going to be hard to get a lot, but I'd say pretty much 20 as well, I think. Yeah, it's going to be tough to get a lot of money with some of these players because ultimately, they've had injuries on big wages, especially Zinchenko. He's going to be quite hard to move on because of his wages as well. So, yeah, we have that problem really where it's tough to move on players because of their wages. But as long as we can, try and get as much as we can. I mean, I knew for Vieira we weren't going to get 30. That's just crazy to ever think that. I think 20 million is probably what I expected, but I think we just have to get as much money as we can for these players, really, and hope the best. Hopefully, we can get as much as we can, but it's going to be really difficult to get a big amount for these players, especially if they haven't played football in a little while as well. So that is incredibly tough, I think. But yeah, hopefully, guys, we can generate some sort of money for the players that we're going to move on. I hope Berta can try and get as much money, because we've seen other clubs who've got quite a good amount of money. I mean, for example, Chelsea doing quite good. They're getting a good amount of money. So I think we've just got to try and follow in their footsteps and hope that we can, move some players on really for a good wage, not something silly, not something, for a small amount. So hopefully, guys, we're going to get that for a good wage. But yeah, like I said, when there's any other news as well, I'll be back on here. I will obviously check. I always check social media as well, in case there's any more updates. But yeah, we've had a good window, I won't lie. But I think we could do another addition, another player or two. Obviously Jesus as well, another one I forgot to mention. I think he should move on to. I think we should think about his future, because for me with Jesus, I just feel as though I don't know when. Obviously, if you guys know, let me know in the comments. Like, I don't know when he's back. I don't know if um he's come back in winter, but ultimately he's another player that picks up so many injuries. I think to myself, how is he still here? How is he still playing? I mean, he's great when he's fit, but you can't rely on him at all. And you need players in the team, especially when you're challenging for the league, when you're winning big trophies. You need to have reliable players. You need to be able to trust these players to play week in, week out. And obviously with Jesus, he's just had it unlucky. He's had it bad with these injuries, and that's a real shame. But is what it is with that. We just have to move him on. Obviously, I don't know where he would possibly go. Maybe back to Brazil. I'm not sure about him, but I do think he should definitely move on. I think we need to get as much money, obviously, as we can for him. But yeah, it's hard because he's a player that, again, is on big wages, has had a lot of injuries, and is he's going for injuries a lot at the moment. So I think he's going to be quite hard to sell. But I think we could get maybe 15, 20 for him. Like I said, another player that it's really tough to get money for. I think as a generally as a squad, I think about 5 or 6 players, I think we could move on. But obviously, let me just have a look at the squad to see if there's any other players that I think we should move on. Obviously, for me, Martinelli, I think if a good wage came in, I think we should go for it. But I don't think that's going to happen. Obviously, Jesus, I think we should move on. Obviously, California, I'd still keep California. I think we should give him more time to settle in and show how good he can be. Obviously, you guys know Sinchenko needs to move on. Reece Nelson, Lokonga, Vieira. We didn't have. It's only. I would say it's only about 5 players, but I still think we need to just get them out the door and move them on ASAP, because obviously we know that we need to bring in some more players as well to improve and get better next season. So I hope that that's what we'll do as well. But we definitely have to make a lot of improvements, and we have to get better, going into next season. And obviously, big up to chat, big up to you guys. I'll probably go in about 10 minutes, so I'm happy to answer any of your questions that you guys have for me today. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow as well, back in the morning or afternoon, to chat about Arsenal if there's any more updates, if we're going to hear any more news about Arsenal. Hopefully, we're going to hear some more news tomorrow. Obviously, guys, do make sure you're liking and subscribing too while you're watching this. And of course, I'm happy to answer any last questions, so like maybe last 10 minutes as well. Um, Big up to Torstein. Thank you for tuning into my show today again. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're well. I hope all of you guys are well. And yeah, obviously, hope you're looking forward to the new season. I'm hoping we're going to hear some more news about Eze as well. Maybe Eze's played his last game for Crystal Palace, or maybe, maybe staying there. We'll have to see what happens. There's going to be a lot of twists and turns in this window for sure, but we've got till the 30th, so Arsenal, we better make things happen sooner than later. I want to know who is coming to Arsenal, and if this is it, I want to know if we're going to bring anyone else in, because I think if we aren't bringing anyone else in, I think we're leaving ourselves quite short, to be honest with you. I think it's a bit naive of us to do that, really. I think we're leaving ourselves short if we don't bring anyone else in. But I wouldn't be surprised if we did that, to be honest with you. I think won't be a surprise. I know Madueke did look quite good on the left, but when the season starts, it's going to be quite difficult and it's going to be different. So I do think we need a bit of rotation there, a bit of depth as well. So yeah, hopefully we'll do well. I have to see, obviously, how we do get on. But yeah, like I said, that is obviously the latest about Arsenal today of the news. Obviously, giving you guys a bit of information, a bit of updates as well about the latest news about Arsenal. So hopefully, yeah, we'll see some things get done pretty soon. I think we need to see some players out of the door soon. So hopefully that is what will happen. But yeah, pick up to the chat as well. Obviously, if you've got any last questions, do drop them in before I do end my show today. I just wanted to come on here, obviously, give you guys updates as well about Arsenal. There's about 6 of you in here, so big up to all of you that are watching my show. Obviously, I'll let you know when there's any latest news, when there's any more news that I have to tell you. I'm happy to have a look as well on here as well. But obviously, big up to you guys as well that are here today. Thank you all for watching. I'll be on here for a little bit longer, but I will probably end this pretty soon. But yeah, there's not really been too much to discuss. I'm happy to show you some things like on websites or some more updates as well. But obviously with Arsenal there hasn't been too much to discuss at the moment. Um but yeah, I'm happy to share my screen, guys. Let me just have a little look if there's any other updates. About Arsenal in on the news. I'll come back to you, Natalie. Just give me a second. Yeah, I did watch it. I didn't watch the first half. I saw the goals though, but yeah, happy for Crystal Palace. I mean, Palace shootout wasn't great, was it? But it doesn't matter really. You just need to get over that line. So yeah, I did watch that, which is quite good. I thought it was a really good game as well. So yeah, I like the Community Shield. I always say to you guys, like, when you for the Community Shield, it's like a starter, for the season. It's not, a big trophy. I think you should celebrate it and enjoy the moment. But I think it just puts you in a good mindset, in a good way going into the season coming up. So yeah, I think it's nice. I'm happy for Crystal Palace, of course. Let me just share my screen, guys. I'll be back in a minute. So yeah, obviously, guys, let's have a look and see if there's any news. Any news. See, Arsenal re as they deal. That's the thing. Let me look at this. I genuinely have no idea what to believe at this point, but yeah, hopefully we can get this deal done. Um, so yeah, obviously, let me just have a look. Latest transfer headlines. Okay, so obviously, Arsenal agree as a deal. So yeah, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Liverpool are looking to sell big money signings as they get ready for the start of the season. Let us read a bit about Eze here. So, Eze remains a dream target for Arsenal, who are said to be closing on the deal for Crystal Palace star. His 68 million release clause expires next week, and the Gunners are also exploring a loan move for Rodrigo. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I don't think that is true, to be completely honest with you. I don't think we're going to go for Rodrigo at all. I was going to see if there's any other news about Eze, because I want there to be some. Yeah, it's really difficult. There hasn't been much of an update. I think it's just pretty much us being interested. Yeah, the see what I mean. But then it says Arsenal have a deal in place to sign Eze from Crystal Palace in the summer transfer window. I do think Spurs are still interested in him, to be honest with you. But yeah, obviously, guys, I just want to check you guys are okay there. Arsenal dream attack. Yeah, see what I mean. There's not even much news about that. Obviously, it's anything on Rodrigo. See any Rodrigo. Let's see. Okay. I mean, actually, guys, never trust the sun. Um, yeah, there's not really been much. I do think that I do generally think Arteta wants more signings, but I don't know what we're gonna do really. Um, so Arteta, let me just accept that for a sec. Arteta said that Arsenal are still actively looking at options in a window, while more player exits also anticipated. Arsenal have already signed 6 players, including Gokres, Madueke, Norgard, Zubimendi, and obviously Mosquera and Kepa. Um, always time before the Hong Kong game, as we know, on whether more additions could be possible for the 1st September. Arteta said, "Let's see what happens in terms of where the squad in the next few weeks will be, but we're actively looking at options. There are a few players we have to leave as well, so I'll be open to see what happens." I think with that, like, I'm not surprised. He's not really giving much away there, is he? He's just saying, just see what happens. Um, Two players are most likely to leave, obviously Vieira and Nelson, which I obviously spoke to you guys about. Martin and Trossard have featured throughout pre-season, but also willing to send offers for both of them. Trossard's missed Arsenal's last 2 matches for injury. I think it's going to be a few days, niggle, which we all know about. So yeah, that is pretty much just some of the latest news on that. There hasn't been too much updates other than that. I mean, that said, Eze, it's not it's just not really like ideal to see. We need to do more Arsenal. Come on. But yeah, that is obviously the latest news today. I'm happy to just answer any questions for the last maybe 5 minutes of my show. Big up to all of you guys that are watching. Obviously, please make sure you're liking this video and subscribing if you haven't already. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, to give you guys any updates. If there is any updates, I'm hoping we're going to see some updates tomorrow. So I will be back tomorrow if there's any more updates. Big up to Natalie. Sorry for my English. Afterwards, the first Premier League game, the sign or sell a player. Think you last 2 weeks. When if you mean if there's a player I'd like to sign or sell from Arsenal, I mean, obviously, you guys know one as it. I mean, I think players I want to sell. There's a lot of players that I think we could really. I think obviously in this window would ideally like to sell Zinchenko, Vieira, Lokonga. I, I wouldn't mind Trossard Barnelli being here this season, but I think we could do with that. Yeah, I think we could sell a few players there. If that's what you mean, pretty much. I'm sorry if I misunderstood that question, but I also hope we get Eze done by then as well. So hopefully Eze will be through the door by then as well. I'd love that to happen. Eze would be the dream for me. So hopefully that'll happen. But yeah, I hope you guys are obviously looking forward to game next weekend. Like I said, I'm doing a preview with a United fan. They're going to be on here, so it'd be nice to them. But yeah, I'm excited to do that as well. I'm really excited for the season ahead. Hopefully we can just have a good season, enjoy ourselves, and be excited, and yeah, hope things are much better for us. But yeah, big up to all of you guys. Hope you enjoyed my show today. I'm happy to just go through any last questions as well before I do end my stream. Big up to Justin. Hope you're good. We will sell so that we can buy players, and I was very excited with the performances from yesterday. I want to ask you the question: are we going to take Rodrigo? I don't think Rodrigo's happening, to be honest with you. I have heard rumours, I've heard stuff about us getting him on loan, but I just don't think that's going to happen, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. I think it's giving us false hope. I don't think we're going to get him on loan. I'm not saying we won't get him on loan. If we do, then wow, that's great. But I don't think we'll do that, to be honest with you. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But I think it's more likely to get Eze than Rodrigo to come here, to be honest. Hi, Soph, how are you? I do think we will get Eze or Rodrigo. I want Eze more, has Premier experience. Big up to Sam, good to see you in the chat. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think Eze's obviously got more experience. I would take either of them though. Having said that, I would be happy with either of them. But yeah, I do think he's got obviously that experience. He's doing really well in the league. He knows the league very well. So I think he would definitely be a great signing for us if we were ever going to get him. So hopefully, guys, Arsenal will get Eze. But obviously, as I've just read, then there's not been too much information about Eze. It has seemed that we've put in a bid, but I generally never know what to believe. So when we actually hear from a reliable source, whether that's David Ornstein, whether that's Fabrizio Romano, we'll come back on here and give you guys a big update, because now I've just generally have no idea who to believe with this information. But Rodrigo is definitely, there's definitely a chance. We'll have to see, obviously, who comes to Arsenal, whether that's Eze, Rodrigo, maybe it's no one. I do want one more player though. We'll have to see what happens. But yeah, obviously I'm happy to answer any of your last questions, guys, before I end this pretty much soon. Be up to Natalie, hope we buy Eze. Yeah, Eze would be great. I think Eze would be a great signing. you guys know that'd be a dream signing for me. So I hope we can get that done. Big up to Love and Jay. Hi, Soph. Hope you're well. Were you excited to see Gokras get his first goal yesterday? I was buzzing. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the game as well, Love and Jay. But yeah, I was so happy. I'm still not over that goal. That cross as well from Zubimendi was amazing to watch. I'm really happy with that. A great team performance there. Absolutely what I will say as well. That game was great. A great performance for the team as a whole. But I think the team just did us really proud yesterday. And obviously Gokras, I think for Gokras to get the first goal for me is going to give him a lot of confidence, because obviously the season starts next weekend and we know we want him to do really well, but it will take him a bit of time maybe to adapt to the league. So obviously for me, I'm over the moon that he's here and I can't wait to see him get started. And yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing to have him here. And obviously I'm really happy he got his first goal for Arsenal in pre-season. And I generally think he's ready for the season. So, yeah, I hope he does start. Obviously, I hope he starts in the first game of the season against United. Obviously, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't. But yeah, I do think he needs to come. I think he needs to start off really well. And with Gokras, I hope he does really well. I would love him to get a good amount of goals in the season, whether that's 20, whether that's however many he gets. I do really hope with him that he can just really help us win the league. I think we all know we want to win the league, the Champions League. Obviously, the other cups are important too, but I do think it's important that we do win as much as we can. So yeah, I'm hoping that we can just do really well going into the season. I'm obviously really excited to see how we're going to do in the season. But yeah, I'm really buzzing with everything and with the performances. Obviously, Madueke yesterday did really well, so hoping that we can just keep getting better and improving. So yeah, I'm excited to see how he's going to do as well. Big up to Sam. What do you think about the bid that London City Lions is putting with Beth Mead? Obviously, I did do a lengthy video about it the other day, but I will briefly speak about it. It wasn't a surprise to me. I mean, I was a bit shocked at the time because I wasn't expecting them to offer it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Beth Mead was on the move this summer just because of her game time. She's not really been a starter, has she? She's more of a clutch player. She's more of a player that comes off the bench and gives you an impact. So I wasn't surprised necessarily that a team put that offer in, but I think it'd be sad to see Beth Mead go, because we all know that she's a club legend, really. Beth Mead has been here for a while. She's been amazing for Arsenal, and it would be really sad to see her go. So obviously I would be devastated if she did move on. I think she's an amazing person as well. So yeah, really interested to see what Arsenal are going to do about that. I think we'd have to replace Beth Mead if she did, move on. But yeah, obviously, the women's team as well have done really good. In the window so far. So I'm excited to see, what else we're going to do. But with Beth Mead, Arsenal haven't actually answered back. We've not accepted it, rejected it. So we're going to have to see if Beth Mead wants to move on. If she does, fair enough, because she might want to play a bit more. But yeah, I wasn't surprised. I mean, I was shocked it was them that offered. But I thought to myself, you know what, if Beth Mead wants to play, I don't know how much they've offered though. They might have offered like a really big amount. So we're gonna have to see how much they actually did offer, because I generally don't know how much they offered. But I wouldn't be surprised if they offered quite a big amount, because they have put quite a few of our Arsenal players as well. So yeah, that wasn't a surprise really. But yeah, interesting, that one really was interesting. Obviously, guys, I'm going to end this in a few minutes. If you've got any last questions, then do send them through. Obviously, big up to all of you guys who watched my show today. I will answer any last questions if you guys have any for me. But yeah, big up to chat as well. Big up to all of you guys that are here. Really appreciate all of you guys that are watching my show. Always good to see new faces in the chat. Always good to see the regulars that are always here and showing me support. So thank you all as well for watching my show today. Of course, I'll be back tomorrow, maybe afternoon or early afternoon, maybe 1 or 2 p.m., just to chat a bit about if there's any latest news about Arsenal, if there's any updates, really. So, yeah, obviously, big up to you guys that watched my show today. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you, Natalie. Good to see you in the chat. Big up to Sam and everyone that's been here today. Thank you all for watching my show. It's been great to chat with all of you today. And yeah, obviously a big season coming up for Arsenal. I'm excited that I'll be back to be doing reviews, previews, all of that again. So yeah, I can't wait to do that. And yeah, thank you all for watching my show today. If we can beat the Scouse, you can. Yeah, definitely. Um, I was watching Eze. I was watching Eze today for Crystal Palace. I just love the way he dribbles with the ball. I hope Arsenal sign him. Yeah, he's a great player. I've loved Eze for ages, and I want us to get it done ASAP. Um, he's the player I want. He's the player that would help us massively. It gives us Odegaard a bit of competition, a bit of intensity in that position. So yeah, I hope we get Eze, but I don't know what's happening at this moment in time. I really have no idea what we're going to do. But yeah, Eze would be an incredible signing for Arsenal. So come on, Arsenal, please get it done. Please, Arsenal, bring Eze to But yeah, thank you for watching my show. I'll be back tomorrow, as I said. Obviously, I'll be doing a preview with United fan for the game. So yeah, I'll be back to my usual previews and reviews again, which I'm excited for. Hopefully, we'll have a good season ahead. But yeah, obviously, as well, thank you for watching my transfer videos. They'll still continue, obviously, until the window ends. But yeah, big up to chat as well. Thank you for watching my show today. I really, really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please do like this video. Please do subscribe here as well if you haven't already. And yeah, I hope you'll have a good day, good evening, good night, whatever you're in this world. And I will see you all tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.